Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract. Change of clothes in Whittleton Creek 2. Set in Whittleton Creek and supplied to us today by PaulAnderson37. So moving on to our briefing, 47 can't decide what to wear. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 4 objectives. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location. We're going to have a Seeker 1 stored up in the park shed, and we'll be bringing with us a breaching charge, a lockpick, and a silenced SMG. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to do a little bit of running around as we need a couple of items. The first of which is currently residing in Helen West's basement. So we're going to make our way straight down the road past the pink muffin van, and we're going to hop over the fence and into Helen West's garden and straight down into the basement area. And we can then lockpick our way inside, and in here we will find a vial of emetic poison and a vial of lethal poison, and I believe it will be the lethal poison we are grabbing. So there is the lethal poison on the counter. The emetic poison is on the opposite side of the room, but we don't require that. So once we have our poison, we're now going to go to the park shed, and we are going to retrieve our Seeker 1, and also in the same location is our first target. So we're just going to make our way straight back down the road, although we're running on the grass, and there is our target currently patrolling just outside of the park shed. So we're going to make our way inside. We're going to retrieve our Seeker 1 from the briefcase, and then we're going to use the briefcase to lure in our target. Now there was a bit of a skip in the footage there, so we did actually pull out our Seeker 1 from the briefcase before we lured in the guard. You just didn't quite see it. So when our first target comes in, eventually after radioing in to head office to see if he has permission to go in the shed, once that door closes behind him, we're going to use our breaching charge to render him unconscious. We're then going to climb in through the window, and we're just going to position him slightly better, and it turns out he's actually landed perfectly there. So we're just going to move a safe distance away and detonate the breaching charge, launching our first target right across the room. So we're going to quickly deposit him in the closet provided, as all the bodies in this area will be coming this way. So we just want to make sure that no one gets found. And we're going to move on now to our next target, who is Mr. Jed West, and he is currently located in the spare bedroom of the Wilson's property. So we're just going to select our Seeker 1, and we're going to run straight over to the Wilson's property and up the stairs, and we're just going to open the door of the spare bedroom, and we're going to try and time this so that Mr. West has his back to us. He has a very short routine. He paces up and down in this room, so you have a very short, narrow window with which to shoot him in the back. You could use Duran fruit, it would be much easier. So Mr. West is going to get sick. He is going to go into the bathroom area, and we are going to give him a nice helping hand by holding his hair and giving him a nice refreshing cold drink of water. And I'm going to run the risk of not censoring that, as I think maybe by now YouTube has matured out of its kinky phase, thinking that that is something sexually motivated, or nudity in that matter. So moving on, we have 3 more targets to go, and next up on our list will be Nurse Lafayette, and we are going to make our way out through the Wilson's garden, through the garden of the house for sale, and over to the creek shed, and in the creek shed we will find the temperamental cylinder of propane, and we're just going to quickly duck in through the rear window, and I call it temperamental because this one is in the habit of blowing itself up. So we're just going to hop back out the window. We're going to drop the propane cylinder by Nurse Lafayette. We're going to move a safe distance away. We're going to pull out our silenced SMG, and we're going to detonate the propane cylinder and launch Nurse Lafayette into the creek. So with that done, we're now going to move on to our next target, who will be Janus, and we're going to go in via the secret tunnel from the Hanson's property, which is this house right here, the one with the boat outside, and it looks like the nurse didn't quite make it into the water. Doesn't matter, it is an accident elimination, so we aren't concerned about that. So we're going to just lockpick our way into the Hanson's basement and down and in through the tunnel. And in here we will find ourselves a bodyguard outfit. There's a number of items in here that are quite useful. We're going to take the bodyguard outfit for the time being. We're going to continue on through the tunnel, and on the far side we will have one patrolling guard who will also be an enforcer. There he is. So we're just going to wait for him to move away, and we're going to then render him unconscious so that we can get rid of him, as Janus's body will be brought down here, I believe. And we can also, while we're here, take care of the surveillance system. So we're just going to quickly pounce on our friend here, render him unconscious, drop him into the closet provided, just as another of our previous targets has been located. I believe that's Mr. West. So we're going to take out the surveillance system before making our way up the stairs towards the house, and we're just going to quickly use instinct, and we're going to wait for the guard on patrol in the kitchen to move away to the garage door area. And when he does, we will be able to make our way into the kitchen. We're going to pour Janus a nice refreshing cup of tea, and then we're going to poison that tea with the lethal poison we collected from Helen West's basement right back at the start. So the tea is poured, the poison is in, and for the purposes of the video I will be sticking around for the elimination, although I recommend you make your way straight back down into the tunnel, get yourself the garbage man outfit, and move on to your final target. So eventually Mr. Janus and Gunther, his bodyguard, will make their way over to the kitchen. Janus will spot that someone has made him a nice refreshing cup of tea, and he will go over and drink it, taking his time, as he does have a dicky ticker and a poor back, and his knees are all bent and broken. But eventually he will drink the tea. He will find it not to his liking because we added the milk before the water, and we can then move on. So we're going to just make our way straight down into the basement and back through the tunnel, grabbing the garbage man outfit along the way. Here it is, just by the crates here. And our final target is one of the garbage men. So we're going to use the Seeker one once again, and we are going to render the garbage man's companion, who is not a target, rather ill. That means that we will have a free reign to go at our final target. Now this is kind of time sensitive, as there will be people around, so we're just going to quickly render our friend here rather ill. He's going to wander off to the creek to purge himself. It's the other way, mate. Go to your right. There you go. So we do have a gentleman, Mr. Haskey, over our right shoulder. There is also the jogger lady running around. So what we're going to do is eliminate our target with an SMG bullet to the head, and immediately jump on the garbage truck and exit the mission. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and we'll just get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We met all of our objectives, and that will gain us in turn a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis. and I will see you all in the next video.